Yesterday, I brought you a budget-friendly wig from Nell's Wigs named Ocean, and I showed you Ocean in two different colors. This one right here, which is a brand new launch that just released. I'm actually have the honor of releasing this color. And then the one on my head. And I wanted to show you guys how I customized the one on my head. I trimmed her. I put some makeup on the knots because the knots are a little bit visible, which is really common on super budget wigs. I lightened the root a little bit with some root touch-up powder. And the reason I want to do this is because I want you to see what's possible. I know the wig journey is hard. I know it's confusing. I know it's frustrating. And when you're on a budget, you can, quadruple all of those feelings because it can be really hard to find natural looking wigs on a budget. Oftentimes the wigs need tweaking. They need customizing. A lot of the time you have to cut the lace on them, which is the case for Ocean. I didn't cut the lace on this one. And if you go watch my video from yesterday, or depending on when you're seeing this video, the one that's linked in the description box of this one that you're watching right now, you'll see that. Oftentimes, especially if you wear darker colors or rooted colors, the knots are visible, sometimes quite visible. And that can be frustrating, and you're at a loss for how to make it look realistic so that you can feel comfortable. So I make tip videos like this to give you ideas, to show you what's possible, to maybe teach you some skills. But I am not an expert. I've never been a hairstylist. I've never been trained. I've figured out a lot of this on my own as a necessity for my own wig journey. So take a lot of what I show with a grain of salt. I'm not showing you guys perfect technique by any stretch. If any of you are a stylist, please don't come at me in the comments. I am just doing my best, but I'm also doing what a lot of women do, and I'm just figuring it out. And if I were skilled and a professional, it would intimidate a lot of our fellow wig sisters who wouldn't even attempt to do some of the things I show because they would figure, well, you're an expert, so how can I ever possibly do it? So we need both. We need you experts out there teaching us good technique and proper things to do. So if you are one of those and you feel the need to potentially criticize, maybe make a video to help us. But we also need people like me who can do it even though we don't know what we're doing, if that makes sense. That's my disclaimer. That's my intro. This isn't like one of my typical tip videos where I step you through step by step by step. I filmed little snippets of the things I did to this wig because, again, it's to give you an idea of maybe what you could do with Ocean if you decide to purchase this wig. She comes in a bunch of colors, by the way, and a couple of different lengths, but also what you can do with other wigs. Whenever I'm doing a tip video on a particular wig, you can take the idea of that video and use it on other things. So it doesn't only have to apply to the wig that I'm showing. Also note that Nelly does customizations. So when you purchase a wig from Nelly, on the product page, as you're going to add it to your cart, you can add on some customizations. So she can cut length for you. She can cut the lace off for you if you don't want to do that. She can add lift. She can cut bangs. There's a lot of options that she offers that I've never seen anybody else offer on synthetic wigs. So that is an option. Nelly sometimes turns those customizations off, as she's currently a one-woman show. If she gets a huge influx of orders, she can only do so many. So you may find at times that it isn't an option to add a customization. So knowing how to do this with your wigs is going to make a huge difference in your journey. All right, so we're going to start this off by figuring out our length. I really like the front layers and think that's a great length for this. So that's going to be my template. So on my head, I'm going to judge that length, and then I'm going to be able to cut it off my head because now I've got a guide. I am just showing with a thinning razor. I often like to use a thinning razor because it's a little more forgiving. That's not going to work so well on this piece for the initial trim. So I am going to be using a straight scissors, which I don't show very much. But I do want to add curly and wavy pieces are very, very forgiving. Very forgiving. And I really recommend if you're going to do anything on a wig for the first time, don't do it on a straight wig. All right, so now that I've gotten the length basically done, I'm going to go through and I'm going to clean up any stragglers. We've got random little longer hairs poking out that I'm going to clean up and just kind of get rid of. And then I'm going to make sure that we don't look uneven straight back. And I'm going to do just a little bit of point cutting. Point cutting is where you go in and you cut at a point. So before I was shortening the length by going horizontal, and now I'm going to go vertical, and I'm just going to go like this here and there, because what that's going to do is it's going to make it so it's not a blunt cut across, because number one, I don't want that, and number two, I am not an accurate enough hair cutter that I can afford to have a blunt cut. It is not going to look as good as a skilled stylist, so that's why I stick to wavy and curly, and I want to make sure I'm doing the most forgiving cut that I can. Because I didn't go layer by layer on this, if I see that it looks like maybe some back layers are longer, I'll just go in there and I'll clean that up with my point cutting method. So that's the next step. I do want to mention that I want to be careful when I'm trying to go, so, you know, here's an area that I've already cut. So then when I go to the next section, I want to pull in some of the area that's already been cut. It's my template, but I want to be careful since it is wavy not to pull it too hard, because I could end up cutting more than I'd like. So it's more just a matter of trying to see, do the lengths match, or do I need to, you know, my template, and then next to it is the hair I need to match up and make sure it's the same length. Waves and curls will forgive a little bit of variance, but a lot will be noticeable. So that's what I'm doing, bearing in mind, the more I pull on the hair, the longer it will be when I cut it, because it's gonna spring back up when I let it go. All right, I got her pretty even, I think. And now I will just double check by looking at it straight on to make sure it looks pretty even across. I mean, you can always get a tape measure and kind of take two sections and measure them if you want to be precise, but for me, eyeballing is fine. And then I will also turn it around and I will look at it straight on from the front and just make sure the back here looks even, you know, on the underside, that I can see a little bit better in person than you can see, and that there aren't any like straggler longer hairs that I might have missed that I want to make sure I clean up. And I'm thinking she looks pretty good. So now, if I want a few added layers, I'm going to want to do that at this point. I'm actually not sure yet. That is what I will use my thinning razor for. And basically, because I'll have to put this on and look at it, but basically if I want a few extra layers, I'm going to take my thinning razor and I'm just going to kind of go down the hair like this, and I'm taking little bits off here and there, just kind of seeing how it falls. I think layers are going to give it a little bit more bounce, you know, play up those waves a little bit more. I'm more concerned with the front when it comes to layers than I am the back, but I would never personally use a straight scissors for this part because I do not have the accuracy for it. And this is going to allow me to take off little bits and pieces here and there, and also can serve as a way to debulk and thin a little bit in specific areas. Just like that. She's looking pretty good. All right, now we're back to work on the front. She's looking pretty good lengthwise, but I am gonna make a few little changes with the part, so I'm not gonna do anything here till I get the hair where I want it. This comes with a center part, and it's a very skinny center part, so there's really not a lot of flexibility, but I think I am going to take my chances and change. These roots are really dark. We are gonna tackle that as well. I have a little trick up my sleeve. It also has a few baby hairs that I do not plan to utilize, so I am going to just pluck them as I see them. They probably will, I'm going to take some heat to set this, and they'll probably go away when I do that too. So now it's just a matter of deciding which way do I want to go. Hang tight. All right, here we go to get a little lift and set this new semi part. You know, I couldn't really change the full part, but I can change the front because there's plenty of lace on here. And as we know, heat sets a new style on heat-friendly synthetic. So I'm just using the hot air from this hot air brush without the brush. Did you know that you could get some lift in a wig by taking a hairdryer and holding the wig upside down and warming up those fibers as you're holding it upside down, and then let it set that way by keeping it there till it's cool? Sometimes it's a little bit more lift than you want, so I wouldn't do it for too long. Double check it regularly to see what you've got. With all the playing around I've done with this one, I am spraying it down with water and scrunching to refresh the waves. Kind of frizz them out a little bit, and this is going to bring them back. Sometimes if that happens, you can give it a cold water soak just in your sink. But hopefully this will be enough, because then I don't have to wait for the cap to dry, because synthetic fibers dry really fast. All right, she is dry, and now if I wanted to cut in a few layers here and there, I could do that just using my thinning razor. I'm really not sure. Ultimately, well, I think this blade is getting dull. These dull really, really fast on synthetic fibers. So as soon as you feel like you're really having to saw at the hair a ridiculous amount, you're going to want to change that blade, just to avoid pulling at those fibers and fraying them. I'll just do a few to demonstrate kind of how I do layers in curly and wavy wigs. I just go through and I look and see, how are the waves falling? Are there any that seem like they're not blending well with the rest of the wig, that just need something? And I just do it a little bit at a time. Usually I do it over the course of a few sessions. I'll do a little bit and then I'll wear it and then I'll do a little bit more. So I think for now this is going to be good on the trimming. So now let's take care of this super dark root. Just a little bit darker than I would like it to be. So let's fix that. I like to use a blonde root touch-up powder to lighten dark roots. It can take a little bit of trial and error as to what blonde. I've got the Sure Thick dark blonde right now. And I mean, I just kind of dab it on and see if this is the right color. There are lots of options out there. So if this one isn't the right color, then I would just grab a different one. And over time, I think that's working. Yeah, look at that blend. Over time, I have built up a stockpile of root touch-up powders for various things, and they last forever, especially when I don't use them. They're not going to go bad. So I know it's a little bit of an expense. Just build it up over time. Some on this side, but not on this side, and I want you to see the difference. I mean, you guys, that is significant. You are going to have to redo this. It doesn't last forever. And especially after washing, but maybe even when you wear it, it'll come off over time. But let's just face it, you guys, if you're on a budget or you're looking to save money, sometimes we got to do the work on the budget pieces. If you've got some wigs that you're not wearing because those roots are just a little too dark, I want you to think about whether or not root touch-up powder is the solution. You can use spray, but I personally don't like it. It makes these fibers really tacky and heavy, and it just has a coating that I do not prefer, and it doesn't really come out easy. All right, and finally, if you have a wig that is dark knots, you can dab over those knots with like a translucent powder, and that will blur them. It's not going to make them disappear completely, but it will help. And let's be honest, I mean, most people are not staring at your hairline, but if you're really worried about it, you can use a powder. And I used to have a loose powder that I really loved, and that thing, I dropped it and it broke and I had to throw it away, like the case it was in. But I like to use these little eyebrow spoolies that have a little brush on the end. And so you dab it on and then you just kind of blend it. It's not 100%, but it does help a ton. And from a natural distance where like people would normally be, it's really not as noticeable. Another option would be to cut bangs into your wig if you can wear bangs. Oh, I'm just loving the way she's turning out. That's it. That is the most chaotically filmed video I think I've ever put out. And yes, I am wearing the third outfit. I have filmed this in bits and pieces, and ultimately I hope it helped. I hope it gave you some ideas. Always consider that you can start practicing with cheap Amazon wigs. Just find a $20 Amazon wig and consider that education towards your future wig wearing success, and practice some of these things. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it and the less scared you will be. I've got some helpful videos linked in the description box below. I've linked these wigs to Nell's Wigs, and definitely go check them out if you like styles like this. And I hope that your journey goes much more smoothly as time goes on, and that you become a lot more comfortable and eventually learn to love it like I do. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.
Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.